we can proceed on. We've, Alderman Barron, you were the last of our roll call to respond in our roll call.
Present.
All right, thank you. Approval of the regular city council meeting minutes for August 4th, 2021.
Mayor McPowell, I make a motion that we approve these city council minutes from August 4th, 2021 as submitted.
Motion by Alderman Barron, second by Alderman Hampton for approval of regular city council meeting minutes for August 4th, 2021. Question? Roll call?
Alderman Barron,
Yes.
Alderwoman Hampton,
Yes.
Alderman Jones,
Yes.
Alderman yes. Motion carried.
Okay, next, approval of minutes for regular city council meeting minutes for August 18th, 2021.
Mayor McPowell, I make a motion that we approve the regular city council meeting from August 18th, 2021, the minutes as submitted.
Motion by Alderman Barron, second by Alderman Hampton for approval of regular city council meeting minutes from August 18th. Question? Roll call?
Alderman McDowell, yes. Alderman Jones,
Yes.
Alderman Barron,
Alderman Barron, your response for,
Yes.
okay, thank you.
Alderwoman Hampton,
Yes.
motion carried.
Thank you. Okay, authorization claims and accounts, the bill list.
Mayor, I make a motion that we approve the authorization claims and accounts, invoice payments approved for September 1st, 2021, which reads as follows. Corporate, $281,596.37. Water and sewer, $210,004. Solid waste, $13,989.83. Motor fuel, $369.75. Market Senior Living Complex, $12,282.97. Rolling, $588.46. Zero tolerance, $2,947.50. Would give us a total of $521,778.88. With manual checks, totaling $4,009.40, which gives us a grand total of $525,788.28.
Second.
Motion by Alderman Hampton, second by Alderman McDowell for approval of authorization of claims and accounts, bill list. Question? Roll call?
Alderwoman Hampton,
Yes.
Alderman Barron,
Yes.
Alderwoman McDowell, yes. Alderman Jones,
Yes.
motion carried.
We actually have 16 into the Zoom. Okay, all right, we got some other individuals that need to get in.
I don't see them up here. Are they?
Oh, they can't see it on Facebook.
Okay.
Thanks all. Thank you very much. Oh, there, I just, okay, really apologize to the public for that, so we'll continue on, we'll go right into the city attorney's report. Got several items. C and D, we're going to open the floor to the individuals that would be appropriate to see.
Mr. Mayor, congratulations also, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you.
Members of the council, the members of the public, with respect to the city attorney's report, it appears generally under 8. Under 8A, we have a proposed resolution approving the extension and renewal of the reproclamation and declaration of a continued local state of emergency within the city of Markham, and approving the mayor's determination regarding modifications to in-person meetings in response to the COVID-19 pandemic.
Mayor Ag Power.
Yes,
I'd like to make a motion that we pass resolution number 21-R-652, a resolution approving the extension and renewal of the reproclamation and declaration of the continued local state of emergency within the city of Markham, approving the mayor's determination regarding the modification to in-person meeting in response to COVID-19 pandemic dated September 1st, 2021.
motion by Alderman Barron, second by Alderman McDowell for approval of resolution for extension of renewal of the reproclamation and declaration of the continued local state of emergency as read. Question? Roll call?
Alderman Barron,
Yes.
Alderwoman Hampton,
Yes.
Alderwoman McDowell. Yes. Alderman Jones,
Yes.
motion carried.
Next, we have under 8B, proposed ordinance approving an application before the Planning and Zoning Board of Appeals by Thornton's LLC for a fuel station at the location 3148 West 158th Street inside the city of Markham.
We do have representatives here if there's any question. I think that this matter went before a planning board, obviously, and now it's ready to proceed on. That was just some formality that we need to go through. We've been dealing with this for probably the last year or so or better. And we're pretty much ready to go. If there are some questions you want the floor open, we can do that for them. But maybe we just kind of limit it if we do, because we just get to some point. It's a pleasure, council. Oh, okay, councilman. Let me just get the. No, let me just get the consensus. You're okay to open, how you all want to proceed on? I mean, I'm sorry, to proceed on. How do you all?
I'm fine, I'm going to proceed on. So I think, going over, this particular plan, everything is in order and proper timing, trying to go ahead and move forward.
Okay, all in general.
I agree with, McDowell.
Well, I had a question for this council. You know, as I was reading through the packet for the resolution, it says here that we reserve the right for the land. And I still don't believe that we should give them the land. It should be a price, put on that property. That property that property was repaired, city market, sewer put in, drainage put in. That should be a cost to the city of Markham. I was doing some research on Thor, which I'm happy with Thor's case issue. There's $2.4 billion. You know, in 2018, it was considered America's largest private company in 2018. The stocks are $2.4 billion in stocks. And at the end of the day, they went up 2.1%. You know, also I found out that we're involved by BPS station. BPS station is a $183 billion company. Taxpayers, you know, need that money. And I believe that the city of Markham residents, we owe it to the taxpayers to purchase that property, like any other property. If we want to take people to purchase property anywhere else, then also they need to purchase the property. You know, I think we can get appraisals, that probably between $25,000 to $50,000 more, especially for working on it. So I think it's very important that, you know, we get some money off that property, just give them the land.
Okay, duly noted. Oh, I'll tell you what, probably what we should do, you know, I'll yield the floor, if you all will open it to Attorney Michelle, but I can say this before we get to Attorney Michelle, is that we had these conversations and we've dealt with this, that door, that window is still open. But the way that it's structured, the way it's gonna kind of go, we'll get a little bit of something, but the way it's structured for taxing and to be competitive here, we're gonna have to try to get something, we may get something on the front end, but we won't get it on the back. So this, maybe it will take a little bit more time. I mean, from the research we've done, we can take some more time with this, and discuss it. But, or at least put, something in there to where we can maybe recoup something. But I think that the attorney would better phrase it than we had this conversation. We did talk about it. So, is there a motion? Motion, to open the floor to, all in favor?
Aye.
Attorney Michelle, would you, address, some of the questions that Alderman, Jones has in regards to the project?
This project is something that has been going on for a while. I've had an opportunity to speak to applicants. They are very thorough. I know every documentation you can tell from the packet that we requested. One question remained. I think there was no issue with the issues that came before the planning and zoning board, which they made a recommendation, but Alderman Jones made a point. There was, when it first came before us, it was regarding vacation choice. And it was a small area over there in which city council had vacated. And when they vacated that area, they did so with by reserving the right to get compensation for that vacated area. Pursuant to the municipal code, a municipality, when they vacate the area, that area, not the whole property, just the area they vacate, they do have a right to get compensation. Or they can feel that the benefit to the public of not being forced to maintain that area is something that they consider a factor that they do not require compensation up front. We did look at the area. The applicant did say he was open to actually paying compensation for it and talking about getting an appraisal. In the past, we have, when there was a positive development, we had not charged for the vacated area. But if that's something that city council wants to do, I would ask that maybe not open this application, that one section of the ordinance will be removed, and we could address it at a later date, but at least they can have everything on the front end. And I could talk to the applicant if they want to come back with some, they get an appraisal, we get an appraisal. It would be just for the area that they need, and then city council will make a decision as to what they would like to do with that. So that would just be that little story. So the area, when it first came before the city council looking for a gas station, this is for the vacation area. And the city council vacated the area, they had a right to ask for compensation, but they decided that we vacated, we reserved that right, let's see what type of development. And by the development, city council would say, well, we don't necessarily need to be compensated at this time. And another issue is that it's a very competitive market with the taxes and the area and everything. The city was so happy to get relief to have someone come in here, that's something that they could take into consideration. They did in a presentation before the planning and zoning board, and talked about all the additional funds that were coming before the city with just the sales tax revenue alone. Right now, the area, they did also agree in vacation to reserve a right of easement that the city ever needs it for any, police or fire, so we have that reservation. But the city does have a right to ask for that compensation for that area, and I can obtain appraisal, applicant, he's aware of that too. They obtain an appraisal, we will bring it back to the city council, and city council can obtain that, or city council can pass it either way. I just want to let the city council know the options there. Either way.
Any questions to the attorney?
No.
Yes. How long has this question been going on?
Well, the project was not necessary for it. The person who came before us with the vacation of the area was, I believe it was the owner. it was not Florence LLC that's reporting now. So they vacated the area, and at that time, they could not commit to exactly what project would be
Well,
reported.
the question I have, how long has this project been going on for years? Is it about 6 years, 5 years? I remember about 4 years ago. So I don't have question going on.
I was not aware of what's going on that. I was only aware of it from the time the application
How
was
long is
filed.
that? And that street that we talking about, vacant,
Oh, look, I don't know off the top of my head when it became before the vacation, but I can find out, I don't have it in front of me. But we had it vacated, it was vacated, it was after the pandemic, because I remember, I think we were doing it on Zoom.
Mhm.
And so I can get the exact thing.
Although I can tell you this much, that there's probably been more talk about anything with it than there has been real action. Once they found out what the position was and talking over time, that's when they proceeded.
I remember was trying to do something with this project since Walgreens is closed, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It had been some time.
There was some talk about it,
Yes.
that's all it was.
Yes.
It's never, they never really, whatever the date of their application is, that's when it started moving. Everything else was preliminary, it's all talk.
And that's one of the reasons the city council reserved it, because at the time, they couldn't really commit to what they were vacating the street for, and city council wanted to know exactly what was going to be put there if they do allow them to vacate. And so they reserved the right to conversation so that they could make a decision at the time they find out what type of development is there. Now that development has come to the planning and zoning board, there was publication, and they gave all the documentation they needed to present. The planning and zoning board made a recommendation in favor of the application, and all the elements that they would like to, they need in order.
We can get you a date, Alderman, to nail it down, but one of the biggest things that I recall is that they didn't own the property. They wanted to own the property. And that was the biggest holdup for them. So they just talked until they could get, they just told us, are you interested? We're interested. They went after the owner to the property. And that's when it got real. We could really, we knew we were talking about it. We believed it, you know, it could happen, but it didn't happen until they, but yeah. So we can get the number, we can get a date, and certainly we can get, some appraisals. This would, that would be the only thing I would recommend is, let's do that, whatever the council pleasure. I wouldn't hold it up necessarily, but you choose to, it's up to you.
And also, the fact that now that we have multiple gas stations, right now we're at 7, we're still at 8 gas stations in our city. You know, we have a smart gas station that we have.
I think from what they offer, I don't believe so. I think that, you know, they have a store that's, larger than, you know, it's more, almost like a convenience store. I think the competition is relative. It really is. I think that, you know, I don't know if I'll buy gas from them or not. You know, I mean, everybody chooses what they want to buy gas for. And, you know, I may or may not. But, I don't know, my wife will. But the reason why I would say that is that there's just enough to go around, certainly for some of us, we're gonna have the traffic, there's plenty, there's nothing on that corner. There is something out down to the west.
I'm concerned, 2 blocks down there, gas station.
We've got 3, yeah, down that way, and then we've got 1, yeah, I know what that.
Yes, exactly. So we have quite a few gas stations.
Any other, sorry. Oh, any other questions?
But I don't think we have a fuel station, uniquely like the one that actually is gonna be coming in. I think this particular, fuel station will offer more items, more goods, than the average gas station that we actually have right now. And then also, I think that this particular, fuel station will actually accommodate some of the, tractor trailers or whatever the case may be as well. So I think this fuel station is a little bit more unique than the others. So I think it's a good thing to have, on the particular point.
But then also though, we also think about the travel station right by the hotel, which is also another gas station. We don't have any gas and diesel fuel at the travel station. So we also have one within the same council, August 24.
Well, I would disagree with, what we're gonna get an influx of, but bird in the hand. We don't have the travel plans, so.
Well, you have a very vision, and I see it coming very consistent, so I don't see it not coming.
Well,
So,
yeah,
so that'd be 9 at this point, after that,
yeah. Well, whatever your pleasure is, council, it's on you all, to vote it up or vote it down tonight.
I think motion to close meeting to adjourn. Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
I make a motion that we await, the 48-hour reading for ordinance number 21-R-2210.
Second,
Okay. And I make a motion that we, approve. R-232. One is approve the application for the planning and zoning board appeal. I'm sorry, I'll repeat that. One is approve the application before the planning and zoning board of appeals by Boone LLC for a fuel station at the location of 3148 West 159th Street inside the city of Hartford.
Alderwoman, you gotta waive the reading of the ordinance first.
She did.
I did.
I couldn't hear it. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Did we vote?
Is that a second
Oh,
or no?
do we not vote on the first?
No, you did not.
Wait, I'm sorry.
Right, that's what we were doing. That's what I thought we were doing.
So you did vote, we have to wait.
Correct. Right. Right, that's where we're at. That's what I thought we were at. Let's vote, waive the reading. So that's your motion to waive the reading. All right. Is there a second?
Second,
Okay, motion by Alderman McDowell and second by Alderman Barrett to waive the reading for an ordinance approving the application before the planning and zoning reviews by Thornton's LLC as read. Roll call.
Alderman Jones,
No.
Alderwoman McDowell. Yes. Alderwoman Hampton,
Yes.
Alderman Dare.
yes.
Make a motion that we adopt, ordinance number 2318. Ordinance approving application for the planning and zoning board for appeals by Thornton's LLC for the fuel station 148 West 159th Street, inside the city of Hartford.
Second,
Motion by Alderman McDowell, second by Alderman Barrett, for approval of ordinance for application before planning and zoning board of appeals by Thornton's LLC as read. Question? I just have one comment with it, and that would just be that are we still open as a council to at least looking into the value of the appraisal?
Yes, absolutely.
All right, I'd just like that to be in the record.
It's after the fact, after we vote,
I don't think it is. Yes, can we open the floor to the attorney? real quick? Just for the question.
The very first time ordinance came before, you made the change in which you reserved it. You could now just, inside this ordinance, just remove that, the application be approved, but they still need your approval regarding the land and the vacating tax.
conversation, so we remove that one section of the ordinance, I can, we know to leave that out. And then I will, get the appraisal, and then when I bring it back, we address that issue, but you could just now be approving the adoption of the
application.
planning zone.
Okay, any other questions? Roll call?
Alderwoman Hampton,
Yes.
Alderman Barron,
yes,
Alderman Jones,
No.
Alderwoman McDowell. Yes. Motion carried.
Next, under eight C, we have elected statement subsequent.
If I can interject just for a moment, I do know that, I've had, some conversation along with the city administrator that's been pretty extensive with Attorney Michelle and Alderman Jones about the Plum Creek project that we've all been dealing with for, some time. And, there was a couple of items that were in need from the council. We put both of those matters on the agenda. And I would make a recommendation that we open the floor to, some of the members of, Plum Creek, Development, and Alderman Jones, if you want to steer some of this, please.
Yes, I would like to definitely start. Plum Creek has been in development for the past 5 years. 5 years, Plum Creek has been developed. Amazon has been a 14-year project. You know, I remember when Amazon was just talking. And that was in only one year. I support that, even though it took as long as it did, because it's a project for the benefit of the city of Martin. It's a project for the benefit of the residents of Martin. The Creek project, the Bill Barron Ward, that's a 20-year project. I'm the oldest sitting alderman on this council floor. When that project took place, when only you that started out, but she was still playing, she took me for a walk down that creek. That's a 20-year project. 20 years, Bill Barron, if I'm wrong, you correct. A 20-year project. Now it's being completed. I'm so happy that I supported your late wife. It took 2 terms. I support 100% on this project because it's a project for the betterment for the city of Martin. 20 years. Now, we come to Plum Creek. A project has been on the book for 6 years. They in the process, they wanted to close this to prior. That's what they want. And the only thing they want is the same rights and privileges that's given to anyone else. Once again, I did my research. Once again, in Bill Barron's ward, on 190 Park Line, there's a location there that's been in the city of Martin's possession for over 30 years. I remember when the late Crowder had that project. That's in the city of Martin Park name. In the city of Martin name is that project 109 in Crawford. Right now, IDOT, the Department of Transportation, is on city of Martin property. That's done before this council for a statement of trust. I would remind you, I mean, I have seen this, but it's been on our property because it's for the betterment of the city of Martin. The city of Martin residents voted 70% for a strong mayor. It's not my right or the city council right to dictate what's with the mayor. We, as legislators, auditors, we set this bill up for the mayor to take care of. You know, I'm so happy that he just got sworn in today. As I said in that chair, I feel the weight that he had. You know, and I understand the pressure that he went through. You know, but I want a strong arm mayor that I can talk to get things done. I'm so proud how the mayor took care of our streets. I'm so proud how the mayor increased police control. That's what I like. This street here is no different than what is it they can do something. Right now, on 159th in Turner, we have a car wash going in right across the street from BP gas station. That property belongs to the city of Martin. If you drive through it right now, all the lanes get cut in that property in Barron's Ward. All that has been cut, and they did not come before us for statement of trust. That property belongs to us. But for some reason, in the 3rd Ward, to support the seniors, the sick, the willing, they reach them on the backs of. You know, I had to get a statement of trust to build a community center that I fought for 6 years. for seniors, for a project. For a project. Ready to go. I stand before you with plans, $200,000. $200,000 plans of blueprints, which they don't mind. They don't mind redoing because this is back in 2018 before COVID. And COVID struck, they had to redo the plans. This is $200,000 worth of plans. They have over $450,000 invested in an escrow. They have, this will sit down, okay? They have over $450,000 sitting in escrow for the past 6 months. For the past 6 months, they had $450,000. When this plan takes off, we're gonna get $450,000 to go to the residents. Okay? These permits cost $300,000. $300,000. This is money in your pockets, residents and taxpayers, of close to $1 million once this project gets started off. So we got 2,000 plans in a project that's going to generate tax revenue, but yet still they have to ask for a permit. I see all Ms. Bebo over there. Are you good, Ms. Bebo? But this project is no different than 159th Turner, the car wash. We don't, I believe in a strong mayor. I voted for a strong mayor. I don't think that the mayor, we have to go to the mayor for every project that's done in the wards. What I'm asking for, and all I'm asking for, is give my mayor the power to not come to this board to give a service permit like he does everybody else. Support everyone else like he support that even like I support everyone in the wards. We shouldn't have to come before the mayor for a survey trust. That's when they come to the mayor on 159 in Crawford. Just like we had to come to before the mayor on 159 in Dixie, in Turner. All I'm asking for this board is to give Plum Creek the same rights and respect that you all give the other agencies. On 159 Turner, you got right now, all the trees are cut down on our property. That is our property. Treasurer, have we got any money from our property? On 159 Turner. That's our property. I don't give it. I don't believe you hear me. All I'm asking for from this council is just to give the mayor his due respect. Yeah, I mean, when I sit at that table, and you only want to do the analysis with me, fine, I don't mind. But let's give the mayor his power. 70% of the voters voted for Mayor Rich R. Tower. And for the past 6 months, as I sat on that chair, I supported this council and everything they did. Now, one of you all said I can get that. I supported you all ideas and your thoughts. Now I come before you all, and I have a statement of trust. Something has never been done before. This is unprecedented, but I have to get it done. All I'm asking for is the mayor to give the mayor the power that he deserves. You know, I don't care about micromanagement. I have a full-time job. I got 3 kids and a wife. That's enough for me. The mayor has a job to serve the city. We do the budget and we put it in the mayor's hands. He should not have come before this board for every single decision. I don't like the micromanage. That's not acceptable to me. This board giving a clear decision just to give a statement of trust. And also asking for is that this board give permission to do the closing. You do not have to come before this board for a closing. Amazon, I spoke to the treasurer earlier this week. They said the Amazon money was we got Amazon money. That doesn't come before the board for that closing. It was just strengthening. That's the power of the strong man. That's the power of the people of Martin want. It does not have to come before this board. This is unprecedented, and we get in dangerous territories. When you was just came in, we just settled an issue. We could cost the city a lot of money, and I'm not trying to avoid that issue no more. I'm trying to respect this board and their decisions, but we have to respect the people and the money they have put into the project. $450,000 is skin in the game. $200,000 in blueprints is skin in the game. This is money that comes to the taxpayers. All I'm asking for you all is give the mayor the same respect that you give the other projects on this ward, in this area. That's what I'm asking. You know, I mean, I have a couple people on, but I told them I want to speak what they have. Because for 18 years, I sat on this council. For 18 years, I know what has been done and what has not been done. I'm very quiet. I support other people. But when I see a project like this that supports seniors, this building seniors, this is a 100-unit building that supports seniors. This is a long phase. The first phase was the first building built. This is the second phase. And hopefully, before I get out, we can do another building. But this supports seniors. All I'm asking for this board is to have the mayor to give the mayor the power that he already had for the city of trust. That's all I'm asking for. All I'm asking for this board is to give the mayor the power that he already had. To say, you know what, you know, if the closing go on and then report back to the closing, they close. That's what this is about. This is not about the board. You know, and before they come before the board over and over and over again, when other ones don't, it's an issue. So that's what I have to say. And then that's what I'm trying to work on right now. All I'm asking for is to give the mayor the power to do his job. Just like we do with everyone else. That's all I have to say there.
Okay, you don't want to open the floor to any of your, colleagues from the Plum Creek?
No, I mean, they wanted to say some things, we wanted to do the closing on Friday. However, because of my closing goal, you know, when I had my first closing in my house, something came up and it had to be pushed back. So I can't do it Friday like I wanted to do. So I apologize for getting excited when I heard about we can do the closing, but we can't. Even though the insurance company gave us a letter to the attorney, we got the letter saying that we did not get a letter from the attorney, from the Cook County. But the bonds have been approved, however, they still have to do some other little small things, dots and I's at the cross, for this project to complete. You know, but I'm looking to close by the end of this month. But we just need, you know, instead of coming back to the next meeting, I want to just give you the power at any time, so next week they come say, you know what, Jones, we got this taken care of. I want you to have the power to say, okay, let's take care of it. It should not have to come back before the board.
Well, let me say one thing that is correct. You know, I directed that to come to the council, you know, for several reasons. So, I mean, I certainly won't debate or anything like that with you about it. I mean, everything you said was not totally correct, but you had some good points. The land access issues, I know about the land access issues. That's why I felt that it would be the best to do this. I know what when you mentioned skin is in the game, the skin in the game is on the other side of the matter. It's not, we're not holding anything. We don't actually have anything that we're involved with. We have resolutions and agreements on these other lands. And that's what really we talked about. We had agreements with IDOT to do what we do. We have $200,000 in partnership resolution return. So it's a little bit of different animal for me to, as the mayor. No, I probably could say, oh yeah, go on the property, but that would have been proper for me to do that. And I thought that it would only be right or fair for the council to weigh in on that, because I'm not freelancing. I wasn't freelancing when the other people were over there doing what they're doing. I knew what the right was for me to be able to do. I didn't feel like I could because there's no ownership. So that's why it's gone the way it is. So it is you know, I felt that if that's where the council wants to go, for me to do something like that, it's better for you all to decide, not me to decide it on my own. I'm comfortable with the land access for IDOT. I'm comfortable with the White Spring Group that's spent a couple $100,000 over there. We're in a partnership. We have a resolution. We don't have that right now. So that's the only thing that's lacking. And obviously I would not draw down, and I think we all know, I wouldn't draw down to when we have funding. So that's all we really need. And so that's why I said, hey, poll, when we talk, I said, poll, decide. And then I said, well, I probably wouldn't do any of this. Let's find another apple, another right. That's what my suggestion. Let's not do this, and let's do there's something else we go to the drawing board and do. And I still think that there is some other things.
So a statement of trust is not needed for the car wash?
No,
Why not?
because there, we have a resolution, we have an agreement, a development agreement with White. We have an ordinance, a resolution and an ordinance.
But then on my property, we've been trying to for 5 years without getting any tax on. So you come before the board, you know, where's the?
We're not at the point of taxes yet. I mean, that's, you know, we wouldn't be at the point, we're not doing any taxes with the land we're talking about with Plum Creek, we're all waiting. So we're not doing taxes from any of that.
But how long does it take for a project, you know, like that, we lost all time. Go say time. You know, this project is 6 years, that project over there has been 8 years.
I'm not, I'm not debating the time. I mean, these things do take time. And I disagree. I just think that every circumstance is a little different. And I certainly believe that I have no problem at any point. And, you know, I know when I should be coming before you all, and I talk to all of you. I know what I'm supposed to do. So yeah, make no mistake about it. I believe this seat is a strong man. But it also, you know, it's not for me to freelance with either. So you have colleagues here on the board, and that they're the ones that need to make the decision in this particular matter, because the circumstances aren't the same as that. That's all I would say. I think that I know that the project, as I've become more and more, I know that, you know, it means all of what you said it means. It means life, and it means a lot of things to seniors, but I get it. But we haven't gotten that far yet, because I can't just be into the passion of just that no more than I could for any of the other projects. I have a lot of passion for a lot of them. But definitely, I certainly want us to do the right thing across the board. And I think that it's pretty simple that the board can decide. It's not just upon, I don't have a vote. We all have opinions here, and I appreciate your passion for it, by all means. And I'm sure the residents appreciate your passion for it. But this is where we're at this evening. We need to make a decision of whether they're going to grant a letter of trust or grant deeds for closing.
See, what I need though, is just for them, so we don't need to close right away. I was thinking Friday, I just want to make sure that they give you permission. That's all. They have it done. And when it's done, you never know what's right attorneys there. He knows when the right people will do this project. Okay, I don't think they have to come before this board on every decision.
No, and we don't. I mean, when it gets to a certain point, it does need to get here, but no, we don't. I know when it needs to get here on matters. I don't know in terms of from what you're asking tonight, what's different? What are you asking for with these two items?
What I'm asking for is for give you permission for the state of trust. You know, and then when the closing comes, whatever time that may be, they give permission for that also, instead of coming before this board. And no, I don't think this project should come before the board every single time. That's what I'm asking.
Well, I'm clear on it. I mean, it's up to the board. You know, make a motion of what you want to do here. Go ahead. I know that you don't have to go to the board on every single thing, but this again required that because the circumstance is different. So I mean, there's no ownership. So I don't want to say go do what you want to do on the level. So if you do the sake of the trust, then that can each other.
No, the general contractor, we are the owners. The general contractor have his certificate of insurance. He has his fees and his application. You know, so he has $15 million. DC has $15 million. You know, in coverage. You know, when we had that storm, you know, the city a couple came to my property, they cut some trees down, people went around, they lived in the hole, they just covered it up, they fixed the hole. You know, that's what the insurance is for. This is our property. We should allow them to just do the basic work on the property to get the project closed. This project we're trying to close by the end of this month. We just got to cross a couple more eyes, a couple more T's to get this thing done. But the closing itself doesn't have to come from this board. We can give you that permission, that power to do that. Same thing with the site survey. That's all I'm asking. I have no questions.
Okay, Sir?
Well, in speaking with you, talking about the level of trust, still needing to be drafted. With your permission, as you move forward with drafting that final review, that's going to happen. So again, that. It appears here on the agenda, but again, if you raising the specter of those specialists, then you still of course say what it is that you want. The information concerning going ahead and moving forward, being on the property and so forth. So that motion, that's on you. If you'd like to do that, you need a second. And of course, if you vote, then obviously that occurs.
And I mean, now I'm thinking about it also, I remember on back in the second ward, the church company on 167 in Kensington, it was actually on our property, it didn't pay for the land, and it was doing work on our property. I remember reading it now, you know, on 167, the church company. It's over there now. I don't know where you just open right out to the left. You know, I don't know, 167? No.
Oh, yeah, I can't. Yeah, that's,
Right on Saturday, that's
I
over
don't
here.
know about that.
So, I mean, last year. We all first came in, we did close that deal. We told the people about came in. That was a one-week. It was already on our property. Okay. That's.
I don't recall. I mean, I do know what you're talking about. In fact, I don't know all the circumstances. In fact, I don't want to digress on that one. It's not worth it to me because I want to go or signing off on something that I really agree with anyway. Either way, what's your pleasure tonight, council? That's what we need to do.
So let me just ask a question. So this letter of statement of trust, define that.
Well, I think that you're gonna have to point it to the attorney Michelle. She was drafted.
Define the letter of statement of trust. So other words, are we giving them permission to actually go onto this particular property without them first coming to a closing to purchase the property? Is that what this letter of statement of trust is?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yes, it will be documented because since there's nothing writing, just protect the city, we'll have something to state that what limited purpose they have on the property and want to put it in writing. And anything that make the project go forward, we don't want to hinder the project, but we want to have something in writing, of understanding of what rights the city has and what rights they have before they proceed.
The chancellor's statement of trust.
The statement of trust will list in there what rights they have to go on our property. It's our property, will not be converted to their property until we receive the money from the closing.
But it gives us trust.
So what do Plum Creek want to do on this property prior to them purchasing the land?
Currently right now, the property has logs, it has garbage, it has debris that needs to be taken care of prior to doing anything. Right now, they cannot.
What's anything?
You have a building on the property.
Okay, but what is a survey? You said that they need to get onto the property to do a survey. So in order to survey, I'm pretty sure they're using instruments to see angles, how to architect a particular property or whatever the case may be, correct? So.
They just want to protect it when any project done, it's on the property now.
If there's an exemption on the property, It's gonna continue until, because it seems to me everything is being expedited quickly with Plum Creek. According to the information they don't receive, the funding, we need to see a letter on that they received funding. So I'm pretty sure, according to you as their spokesperson, that they're moving expeditiously to get this land, that a couple more days is not gonna hurt until they come to the table with the funding for closing, just like the information was referred prior to. That was the agreement. Have we, as a city council, been lenient and have offered, leniency in reference to things that they was requesting or time? I think we've done all of that. We've done all of that. Because to me, it seems like a project, when God rest his soul, Tom passed away, all of a sudden there's new owners who want to come in and have to redo everything to actually take ownership of this project. So I don't know if there was a relationship between the individuals now and Tom. Because if we look at it, I don't think it was.
There was a relationship with them.
I don't know, but I just know, in order, we have not worked hard or against Plum Creek, but they have to come correct. In order for them to go onto the land, this is just brief. In order for them to go onto, and I'm protecting the citizens of Markham as well when it comes to funding. In order for Plum Creek to come and purchase and do anything on that land, the agreement was that they pay for the land, come to a closing, pay for land, which we do feel the land is worth more than what we offer. And we can still hold that because that's what Charles had stated. So we're gonna honor that. They need to come to the table with the letter showing that this money has been granted to them. Sit down at the closing, which we had all agreed with prior to, and say, hey, listen, here's where we're getting ready to start this project. I mean, it's just business. This is what the agreement was. So to move forward, they need to come to the table with the funding, with the letter, and say, okay, we need to set up a closing. I'm pretty sure we can expedite the closing. And then we can move forward with this project.
We have to take into consideration COVID-19. COVID-19 was a devastating impact in 2020.
They do it all, and they do it all the way different now.
I used to speak.
Yes, you did.
And so everything was pushed back. This project was geared to close in 2020. Everything was done. Paul has always been a part of this project. On the line, we have different developers on this project. The only thing that slowed this project down was COVID-19. Cook County was at a standstill. You could nothing done. It affected not only Cook County, but the entire world. Airports were shut down, train stations were shut down, and it slowed this project down. This project is only 6 years old compared to the Amazon project that's over 14 years old, compared to the Creek project that's over 20 years old. So extensions have to take place for the state of COVID. That's all this is.
Well, Alderman Jones, we're moving forward now. You stated everything is expeditiously moving forward now. So we can't worry about what took place in COVID 2019, 2020, 20, whatever. You stated on behalf of Plum Creek that, yes, they have the funding. We're moving forward. Yes, okay, so if that's the case, let's move forward with the comfortability knowing that the individuals that are sitting on this council is looking out for the best interest for the city of Markham, just as well as we want to look out for the best interest of the city of Markham when they come and build this project. We still have to look out on a separate entity as well on the funding that should be given to the city of Markham, which goes to the taxpayers as well, to move forward. Now, I received the text. Yes, they got the funding. The funding was given. Okay, let's expeditiously do it the way we stated that we were going to do it from the beginning. And I think
Excuse me,
Nobody is totally against the project, one moment, please. Nobody is totally against the project, we just gotta make sure we do the project correctly, how we was stated before. That's all.
Ms. Bill?
excuse me, this is Christine Biebel. I'm the attorney for Markham Supportive Therapy and Paul Khanna, and I've joined prior council meetings in the past. Good evening. I'd just like to address a few points if I may. Mr. Khanna was,
You all good with opening the floor here?
I'd like to make a motion to open the attorney people.
All in favor?
Yeah.
Aye.
thank you, thank you. Mr. Khanna was the late Tom Leontios's partner in this project. Tom was the face of the project, but Mr. Khanna had been Tom's partner for some time. And I'd just like to say that in terms of moving forward with the project, Mr. Khanna has always planned, and it's been part of the plan of finance, he'd be using his own funds to purchase the property. And he is just asking to be able to begin clearing the property and to erect a fence and to start some work on the property using his own funds until the financing is secured. As Alderman Jones indicated, we're working through some details with the county and hoping to move forward with that financing very soon. And as you may have seen from Mr. Jim Mayer at Collier Securities, who is the underwriter, who produced a letter of support. The underwriter is confident in financing, and we're just trying to wrap up the details. But while we're doing that, Mr. Khanna would like the opportunity to be able to begin clearing the property using his own funds again, and is seeking a building permit in order to do that. William A. Randolph, Inc. Mr. Russman has joined the Zoom call of William A. Randolph, Inc. Is ready to go with the construction at any time. And so to take advantage of favorable weather and the fact that we have the general contractor ready to begin, he's asking to have a building permit issued to get started on the project, which we believe will be a very beneficial project for the community of Markham.
With all due respect, but this is redundant with vocabulary that we're speaking. We just spoke on that. We just spoke on that. That's exactly what we've been speaking on. So just to make clarification, we're just being redundant now. So I think basically what we need to do, the mayor, I'm not trying to step
No, that's
around,
fine.
but I think what we need to do now is actually bring it to a vote and see exactly how the council is going to move.
Okay, council, what's your pleasure at this point? Do you want to close the floor, or do you have any other further questions? What's your pleasure?
Once again, the statement of trust will protect the taxpayer dollars. The statement of trust will protect the city of Markham. That's why we have the legal team that we have to protect the program, so that the attorney said. And I got to close the meeting to the public.
All in favor?
All right.
Okay, ayes have it. Is there, Alderman, what do you want to make a motion with this so we can move on?
Yes.
We close it. Yes. Okay, we proceed on. Is that where we're at?
Yes.
Okay.
I would like to make a motion that the city of Markham give the alderman and give the mayor the permission to do statement of trust that protects the city of Markham to allow this project, this vital project to continue. That's my motion.
Is there a second to the motion for Alderman Jones in regard to statement letter of trust? Okay, Alderman, do you want to, it's not moving for lack of second, you want to go to your next item?
I would like to make a motion that we allow the mayor, once upon the completion of the project, that we move to close. You did right, Attorney?
rephrase that. You said the completion project. I'm assuming completion is equal to.
I think you just want to read what you have here in terms of.
Okay, no, we move down to G.
Yeah,
But I don't know, you just told me to move, so I don't know.
we're at D because
Okay.
C died for.
So we got, so let me just read it out. I'm sorry. Okay. Next, we have under the city attorney report, under 8D, release of deeds to Plum Creek, with respect to closing and transfer of those deeds. Question.
We're not there yet, if you don't mind, if that's okay, only because, we would entertain a question if we get to that point, if that's okay. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I'm just trying to move now. So, so we're at D.
I would say that.
You want to take it?
Let me say, we just reconsider it.
Right, okay. All right, okay. All right, attorney?
Keep moving. I have nothing under 8E. Nothing under 8F. Under 8G, Roman numeral 1, Community Development Block Grant CDBG Street Resurfacing Project, number 2006-067, bid opening results.
Okay, I can refer to the city administrator. Most of the council members should have received information in their package. And should give some detail in red about what streets are covered. That's usually kind of cut to the chase. But should they want to hear from the administrator about anything that they're not clear on, we should have had good information, I believe. I think the airport group got the bid. We had 3 bidders and they were the lowest bidder.
So, Mayor, I would like to make a motion that we will be with the CDBG Street project number 2006-067, bid opening results. Those results stating that the read attorney.
You know,
The lowest bid, okay. We didn't get the lowest bid, I'd like to, move the approval, I can make a motion to move the approval of the lowest bid, concerning the, research project program. 6-067.
Motion by Alderman Jones, second by Alderman Hampton for approval of the bid opening results, the CDBG Street Resurfacing Project 2006-067. Any question? Roll call.
Alderman McDowell? Yes. Alderman Hampton?
Yes.
Alderman Jones?
Yes.
Alderman Darren?
Yes.
Motion carried.
next we have under 8H, actually nothing, and I have nothing under 8I. So that is all that I have for this evening.
Thank you, City Attorney.
Thank you.
City Clerk's report.
Yes, I have 2 business licenses for this evening for approval. Dickey's Discount Store and Naughty Bucks Jazz Bistro.
Okay, we can take them in that order as you read. So I don't believe we have anyone that's here from Dee's tonight, but you all should have received in your packet that the city administrator and the inspectors did work on the inspections and throughout the project, put it together over there, and they're ready. Did Alderman Bear, were you saying something?
No.
Okay, I'm sorry. So with that, if you all have any questions, maybe the city administrator can answer some additional. I think that this was as you all know, if you can see it somewhere, it says, we talked about a Ross store for quite some time, and then they went to the DD's discount, which Ross this is a subsidiary of their company. I got to explain this to a lot of people, I guess, because I told them it would be Ross, but still it's in the Ross family, so I don't think we'll catch it too bad, hopefully. But whatever your pleasure is on this tonight, council, any questions, or what would you like to do? What's your pleasure?
Is D.B. Ross here? Are they on the line?
It's Alderman Jones's ward.
I know that, I just said that. Is he on the line?
I don't think they are. Are you sure that's her?
Well, it says Ross.
Oh, well then maybe is she?
That's right.
Miss Nikki, are you from Ross? I mean, from DD's?
Yeah, this is Lakeisha Smith. I'm from DD's.
Oh, how about that?
I'd like to open the meeting up to Lakeisha Smith, please.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Miss Lakeisha and Miss Nikki, welcome this evening. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get ahead of myself and speak for you. The council may have some questions of you. So the floor is open to the city council. If you have any questions of them.
Hey, Lakeisha, when is your grand opening?
Grand opening is September 26th.
Are you going through the process of hiring right now?
Yes, we are. We're at this point we've made some offers and are continuing to hire until we open.
Okay, how will a person go about the hiring process? Do you have a website?
Yes, we have a website. We have a poster at the store location where we have a QR code they can scan and go straight to the application. We're also on Indeed.com. They can get our information there as well.
Lakeisha, can you let the council know how many full-time and part-time jobs you guys would be offering?
Yes, so we're bringing on 6 full-time positions we'll be offering, and we'll be bringing on about 45 part-time associates.
Any other questions? No, sir, of the council? Okay, is there a motion to close the meeting to DD's?
I make a motion to close the meeting to DD's.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, I have it. Okay, thank you all for sharing with us information about DD's. We're excited to have you here. We've been talking about it for some time and it's here, so that's good. Council, what is your pleasure tonight?
Make a motion that we allow DD's discount to do a business in the city of Marlboro.
Second.
Motion by Alderman Jones, second by Alderlady Hampton for approval of business license for DD's discount stores. Question? Roll call?
Alderman McDowell? Yes. Alderwoman Hampton?
Yes.
Alderman Jones?
Yes.
Alderman Barron?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, moving along, city clerk.
And our next applicant is Naughty Lux Jazz Bistro. And I believe that they're present.
Mayor, I make a motion that we open the floor to the representatives of Natty Lux.
All in favor? All right.
Thank you.
Natty Lux, and I know the one lady's name is Miss Mack. Welcome and good evening to you, and it seems like you have other colleagues with you tonight as well. Okay, great. You have to take yourself off mute. And then if your colleagues will be chiming in, they may want to do the same as well.
Thank you.
As you would direct them to speak tonight. The council may have some questions, but if you would be so kind is to at least tell us a couple of things about your business, and then we'll take some questions from the city council.
Sure. Thank you, Mayor, Council, and just want to say good evening to the Markham community as a whole. We appreciate you all seeing us this evening. First off, as you said, we are Natty Lux Jazz Bistro. We will be a full-service restaurant located at 3442 West 159th Street. We will also be a live music venue where we will showcase jazz and blues at least 4 nights out of a week. We will be having what we have coined as American tapas. They're small dishes. I'm submitted our preliminary menu, but that will be rolling and changing. We are looking to open as soon as possible. We will be hiring on onset 6 full-time employees, 8 part-time. Some have been hired already, sole sourced, and also from Indeed. And we are still in the hiring process. We're looking, we heard about a job fair that will be in the south suburbs, and we're going to be there trying to recruit people, and hopefully we'll get some people from the community.
Questions, council?
Yes, question. Good evening to you. This is Alderman Hampton. What are the hours?
The hours currently will be opening at about 1 p.m. and we are trying to stay open until 2 a.m. However, starting out as a new business, we're realistic. It probably will be closer to 9, 10, 11 starting out, but we would like to have the flexibility to be open late if possible.
Will you be selling alcohol?
If we are granted a liquor license.
Did you apply for one?
We had a hearing.
Yeah, they had a hearing, so I think they have something else.
God bless you.
Excuse me.
You will be open Sunday, what other hour?
7 days a week. We'll be open 7 days a week.
Same hours, 7 days?
Can you repeat that, please?
Yes, I'm sorry, Alderman McDowell. Speaking of the same subject, is that
Same hours,
hours,
7 days a week?
Yes, so as the week goes on, so Monday through Thursday, it probably will be shorter hours. We just want to have that flexibility if we're granted that amount of time. But the weekend, Thursday through Sunday, and then on Sundays, we're planning a gospel brunch. So we may open a little earlier than 1 p.m. on Sunday to catch our spiritual people who would like to come out and enjoy some live music while they have dinner or lunch.
And what is the cuisine? Just briefly tell me what is the cuisine again? Your cuisine?
So it's American tapas. So tapas were originated in Spain, and the way they eat there is there's smaller plates of different types of cuisine, and they eat like you would order multiples of them to create, and you share with everyone at your table if you choose to. We also will have larger portions of our more popular dishes. So I'm not sure if that's helping you any. So just to give you an example, like we have lamb chop lollipops. My father makes an awesome gumbo that is going to be our one of our signature dishes. So that's just to give you a little idea, and like a crab dip. So there are like, it's not Spanish, it's just it's characterized by the portion size. But it'll be a rolling menu, so we'll be expanding as we grow in the neighborhood.
Any other questions, council? Is there a motion to close the floor?
I make a motion that we close the floor to Naughty Lux.
Hold on, wait. Okay. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Yeah, I just think it's in my packet. I'm looking for my packet. I'll see that particular one in my packet.
Yeah, you know, mine was a little out of place too. You can take mine. You pass that to me. Oh, you know what? It was. Well, I will say this much, and we were talking about labor with businesses. I know that Ms. Mack has labored for sure. We had to toe the line, and it wasn't always comfortable to tell her, no, it ain't gonna work. But she's done everything we've asked her to do. So if this council should decide tonight, then we'll be underway.
Mayor.
Yes.
Mayor Ekpom, I would like to make a motion that we approve the business license for Naughty Lux Inc. And I too applaud Ms. Mack on her staying with this project. I met her a long time ago.
Yes, there is a second floor, but that isn't part of it. There's another part of it that's not part of it.
Is this not copy that else?
Yes, that's old Bill's liquor.
Oh.
We don't wanna keep that going. We want that to die.
Okay. I know where we located.
She doesn't want to be called that.
Right.
So, we'll be careful with that one, but we just had point of reference. They got a lot of people who've been here a long time, so we'll start calling you by the proper spot should we get through this. We have a motion by Alderman Berry.
Second.
Okay, a motion, Alderman Barron, second, Alderman Hampton, for approval of business license for Naughty Lux Pine Bistro. Any question? Roll call?
Alderwoman McDowell? Yes. Alderman Jones?
Yes.
Alderwoman Hampton?
Yes.
Alderman Guerra?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, congratulations to you. It's been a long haul. We just got one more little step, and I think you're pretty much there. From what Miss Ernestina tells me, I think we're just about there. So, all right.
Thank you so much.
Check with Miss Ernestina and the building department for business license and finish to find out status on liquor license with Miss Ernestina and Mr. Champion. Don't take care of it.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, board.
Okay. Thank you, folks.
You're welcome. Good luck.
Good luck. Okay, with that, City Clerk, anything to report?
That's all I have.
Okay, thank you, City Clerk. Okay, we'll go over to the mayor's report. And I'll say good evening, everyone, all over again. My goodness, I think that maybe I extended the time of our meetings since I've been back, so I'm so sorry that I've done that. But obviously I'm kidding, but let me first say thank you to all of you on the city council, our senior alderman, Alderman Jones, Alderman Barry, and Alderman Hampton. I'm grateful for all of you all and the city council, our treasurer, and I have the privilege now of sitting with our new city clerk for the first time, so I'm really glad to be able to serve. It's taken a while to get there. And so I thank this council for its support for the last 4 or 5 months. We really have had to journey. The journey was even further than that. It's been more like 5 years in all branches of government in the state of Illinois. It's just really been a whirlwind. But the end result is that the city of Markham has myself as their elected mayor. I'm grateful to serve them, and I'll do that. So I thank the residents of Markham for their patience, and their tenacity through so much that the community has gone through with this matter. But they have so much to be proud of in terms of the history of the criminal justice system and allowing so many people to have second chances across the country. So I also want to further go ahead and thank all of the attorneys, and certainly Bert Olson and Ross for working tirelessly. Attorney Michelle was one of those ones as well that worked behind the scenes. And Attorney Steve here kept the ball rolling here on the dais. So we had a lot of legal representation, and there's a lot of credit to go to this community and this public body. And I thank my family, and I certainly am grateful for my family and their support, my wife, my son, and all my family that has worked hard as well for the last 5 years to get us where we're at. And I believe this is a chapter that we'll certainly remember, but it's closed. And I think that we had a press conference as a group, and the treasurer from Cook County said, this case is closed. So let's move on, folks. All right, so let me get right down to business, and that's what we have done. I am not any longer in my first term. I'm actually in my second. I did what I needed to do to sit here tonight. I made sure that I was respectful to the Supreme Court. I always had the right to sit here, but I think that the humility and the humbleness that we should display, we shouldn't just flaunt it or taunt it because we haven't. And that was something I refused to do, regardless to my right and the law being changed, as well as me being in my first term. I could have sat here, but that would have just drawn more attention than we needed. And so this, I remember when I originally got in trouble in 1999, thereabout, just before, and I apologized to the city. I'm not going to apologize anymore. We're going to move on, and we're going to take care of the citizens and the residents, and we're going to be strong. So I just wanted to mention that before I go into my report. I am going to ask the residents to, in the next 2 weeks at the next council meeting, I would like to be officially sworn in to the term with all of the residents and the taxpayers. I'd like them to be here to an open swearing in. They deserve it. Anyone that wants to attend, they voted for this action on this council with you all. And I'm honored to serve as well. So thank you again. 2 weeks. I just wanted to mention about reiterating something from the last council meeting, the street repairs. We do have some streets that are going to be fixed from the grant, but we have a little bit of a slowdown with some of the small street repairs that we were going to do. Some of the tree cutting is slowing down, but we cut all year round. So even if it's cold outside, we can do it as long as it's not wet and real snowy. We still will cut trees in the winter. So if we promise to get some trees done, don't beat up the alderman and me either. We're coming, like we said we were. We'll take care of our streets, and we'll take care of the wards with these trees and different things like that. I know that we, in the past, hadn't really been able to do these things, but we've been creative enough to try to do this around the city. So we've been pretty fortunate, pretty blessed to be able to do all the work we're doing. We are still working on new police officers. That's something that is diligently going on, and equipment for the police department. to make that department better and stronger, along with our building department. I probably shouldn't say any of our public works, because usually y'all do such a good job of talking about how well they do. They just don't miss a step, and sometimes they make it look easy, what they do. So again, kudos to them and what they're doing. Last thing I'd like to mention, on September 25th, we would like everyone to come out here at City Hall. We're going to have a Heritage Festival. This is to celebrate our Hispanic community, and we want to reach out and we want to celebrate all of our community, just as we do with African American history and certainly Black History Month and things of that sort. We want to embrace, just as we do even with St. Patrick's Day. But in this case, we have a growing Hispanic population that we can be proud of, and we want to embrace them and let them know that we embrace their culture and we want to know more. I'm aiming to speak Spanish one day. I'm really working on it, so that's going to be one of my goals while I'm in office. So with that, I'll go over to Mr. Champion for the city administrator's report.
Okay. Good evening, council. I'll make this a 2-minute drill. First of all, congratulations to the mayor for officially getting sworn in. I just want to get right to it. I sent an email out earlier to all the council members. Please share the information. It's regarding Amazon jobs. We are moving full steam ahead. There's 2 hiring events. There will be no employee facing events. These are all virtual events. So please make sure that you share that information on your platforms. The event dates right now is scheduled for Thursday, September 16th, as well as Tuesday, September 28th. Both dates are, time will be 1 p.m. So that's Thursday, September 16th at 1 p.m. and Tuesday, September 28th at 1 p.m. as well. That information will be on the city's website, as well as our social platforms as well. These 1-hour informational sessions will give candidates a chance to chat live with Amazon, with their staffing team. They would be contacted directly when job postings are available. So just look at the information that's out on the website and on the council's Facebook pages as well. I want to share a bit of some good news. I got an email from the Department of Commerce. We are moving forward with a Rebuild Illinois grant for distressed communities. It's a $1.5 million grant for improvements along the 159th Street corridor. That's the corridor. That's where we're trying to do the upgrades and maybe some other areas as well. But they sent an email that reads, just real quickly, congratulations. We are pleased to inform you that your organization's request for proposal response to Rebuild Distressed Communities Corridor Improvement Program is deemed eligible to move forward in the process. So we're some other additional information that we have to provide. So stay tuned on that. Also want to thank Naughty Lux again and Dee Dee's. We're really excited. I know that I was working with Pam when she started this particular project when I was actually working at the Department of Commerce. So I'm happy to see that this project is moving forward for her. Happy about that. And want to give a big thanks to Building and Housing, working very closely with them. We have several other businesses that we will be bringing before the council. So stay tuned. Our guys down there are really getting out in some of these new businesses to get inspections done and all of that. So we appreciate everybody's patience, especially those business owners that have been waiting in line, but we are moving forward with that. I think that is my 2 minutes and 22 seconds. Thank you.
Very, very good. I'm so glad you mentioned Building and Housing. That is a work in progress, and you and Ms. Ernestine are working diligently with them, and that's good. So thank you. Okay, moving along, we can go over to new business. Alderman Jones.
Yes, thank you. I'd like to say is, say congratulations first to the mayor. You met the seat. We appreciate you being there. So pretty good up there. Also, I'd say happy birthday to 19-year-old Miss Matt from the senior building. You know, I had the honor to host her birthday party this weekend, and I had a fabulous time with Miss Matt and her family and the ladies of the church, the mother of the church. So we appreciate the time spent with you all. It's gonna have a birthday, and also I'd like to give a shout out to the police department for the fabulous job you are doing protecting the streets. So that's thank you.
Thank you, Alderman Jones. Alderman Barron.
Mayor, congratulations on your swearing in. And my report's going to be they're still working on the improvements to the CUDD ditch. They hope to be done by November 1st. It's quite an extensive project, and I think when it's all done, I think it'll definitely be a feather in the cap for the city of Markham and the CUDD ditch. The other thing is wish everybody a safe and happy Labor Day weekend. And that'll be my report.
Thank you, Alderman Barron. Alderman Hampton.
Thank you, Mayor. First, congratulations, Mayor. Good to see you in the city. Starting to arrive, and glad to see you back. Flow within our city, and we have a lot of things to do. People need places to go, money to make. We have a lot to do. So we have a council that's sitting here, you can get it done. So I thank you, Mayor. Number two, I want to say thank you to everyone who has sent out their prayers, their flowers, their concerns, in reference to my illness, which I thank you, Lord Jesus, for healing power, and hallelujah to his name anyhow. So I thank you all for your concerns, moving forward, Dylan, and doing great. So thank you all very much for that. Also, residents in Ward 1, I need you all to please check your mailbox starting tomorrow. There's going to be a personalized letter in your mailbox from me, inviting you all to come out to our Markham Community Block Club meeting, and then also to receive an award and beautification award for your home. So please check your mailbox and keep September, I think that's September 7th, that's Tuesday, next week Tuesday, upcoming Tuesday. Please keep that on your radar. Please check your mailboxes for that. Mayor, I don't know if there's something that we can do in reference to nuisance law. I also have to be reading up on that a little bit, and I know we have some major issues and concerns in our ward in reference to noise, nuisance. So I think it's something that our council sit down with the attorneys or whatever that we can look up and start trying to strategically implement some of these nuisance laws that are on our books and our ordinances, whatever the case may be, or creating ordinances. Right. To kind of combat the major concerns that a lot of citizens have in our community, not only in Ward 1, but in the community as a whole.
Absolutely. We can work on it.
Yes.
I have Mr. Jackson touch base with you.
Okay. And then also, I was so powerfully against speed bumps. My major concern was always, why do we have to conform to someone else? Why can't they conform to the way we live here in Markham? So this is just honest and real talk. We had an incident on 162nd and Justine where this vehicle was 163rd. I'm sorry. Yeah, it was on 162nd and Justine. 163rd. You on 163rd is probably across the street from you. That's 162nd.
That's considered 162nd.
That's 162nd. Yes, that's 162nd. And this vehicle literally was going like 100 miles an hour, slammed into this house. Thank you, Lord, there was no injuries to anyone inside the house. And when I was actually arriving on the scene right when it happened. And I think reality just really kind of slapped in on me a little bit and said, oh my goodness, I think we really need to revisit, some thoughts in reference to, speed bumps. I have to remove personal and look at, what's safe for the residents within our ward, and I think that's something that we can actually get an opportunity to just start dialoguing on that a little bit and seeing if we can do at least a temporary, speed bumps or whatever, and hopefully we can get, some of these vehicles to kind of slow down with the help of our police department.
Yes.
It's so viable that the police department, not only sit on the corner, but make sure that they write the tickets. And these individuals need tickets because I think a lot of them have gotten too comfortable riding down our streets at illegal speeds and knowing there's probably nothing's gonna happen. So I think more dialogue with the chief in reference to figuring out a strategic way that we can tackle that as well.
I will talk with the administrator to get with you about some of the areas of your ward that you have the highest concern. And then we'll do some study and talk with the chief and the administration over there to get some things done for the speed. I know that the other aldermen have, we dropped the ball, we haven't been hearing it, but I know that we had made an order to get speed humps instead of the bumps. So we'll get back on that. Mr. Champion will make a note and we'll get moving everybody forward and then we'll give you.
We're on a waiting list, Mayor, for the speed humps.
I know where you can get bumps that are reasonable though. So that's what happened. I think we should maybe just go ahead and do speed bumps instead of the humps.
Okay, so there's a difference from humps and bumps.
Yes.
Okay.
So we can get the humps a little quicker. I mean, the bumps. So I'll work on that. Mr. Champion, we'll talk about it more. Okay.
And then, last but not least, happy Labor Day to all who labor, hard and in order to, actually have that particular day or time off. Happy Labor Day to those who will try. And that's all I have.
Thank you, Alderlady Hampton, Alderlady McDowell.
Good evening, Mayor and City Council. Mayor, I want to congratulate you for not allowing you to be able to stand past in the trials and tribulations as you went through what you went through, to sit on your seat. But the prayers of the righteous avail much. So I say congratulations to you. To all Markham residents of the second ward, we're having our annual Labor Day Weekend Festival, which will take place this Saturday from 12 to 7 across the street from our fire station at 163rd Dixie Highway. You all are welcome to come out and be a part of a very nice family fun fair, music in the park, a lot of vendors, games for the kids. So, we're also going to have COVID testing. So those of you who have not got your vaccination, please, we have arranged it and it's set up. Please come right out, go into the mobile truck, and they will give you your vaccination. We want to make sure that everyone is safe, and just come out and have fun. You don't have to be in the second ward. You can come out and just have a nice family time.
Thank you, Alderlady McDowell, for your.
Mayor Powell, can I just mention one other thing? I omitted from my report.
Yes.
September 11th is the Vets Helping Vets. It's the big fundraiser for the VFW. Last year it was canceled because of the pandemic. This year, they're gonna try and do it again. They're having a pork chop dinner, and tickets are available at the VFW. They also have baskets and everything that people can bid on. So I'd just like to mention that it's Saturday, September 11th.
Thank you, Alderman Barron. Okay. Before we go into public session, I'd like to refer to Attorney Seckler with the reading for the public session.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Please be advised that due to the latest statewide disaster proclamation and relevant local disaster proclamations pursuant to city ordinance number 20-02272, all persons desiring to make public comments may make them live in person if capacity limits permit, or via email submission to the city clerk's office by 4 p.m. on the day of the meeting. All public comments received via email in compliance with the city's previously adopted rules and procedures will be read during the public session portion of the city council meeting. And these rules and the statement is part of the notice of agenda as posted on the city.
Yeah, that's good with me.
Thank you, Attorney. With that, do we have a motion to open the floor to public session?
Mayor, I make a motion that we open the floor to the public. So,
All in favor?
All right.
Okay, Madam Clerk, what do you have? I know we have a couple of people here as well, but we can start off with what you have. Okay. Probably didn't know what you signed in, so we could consider if there's anyone from the public that would like to speak that's here, just stand and give us your name.
Hello, congratulations.
Thank you.
Keith Malone, 163.
Yeah, maybe you could come up. Where does he need to go? 16304.
Yes, Justin. This one? Yes.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, I just wanted to elaborate on regarding speeding and so forth and public presence. These things stuff here. I just wanted to add one little thing with the issue with speed is some possibility of that stop sign, well, going east to west, turning from Wood Street all the way to the park. They're all going north and south. So that was two, because you gotta stop. You know, the speed bumps are up too, right? The stops on additional stop sign are really slow that down.
Good suggestion.
Along 163rd.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll lady, if you would, talk to Mr. Chapman, let us know. We'll work on that. Okay. About placement.
I'll have some more things to go over at the next council.
Okay, thank you for sharing.
All right, thank you.
Definitely, thank you very much. Anyone else? Okay, all right, we'll go to, what you have, City Clerk.
Okay, I have received one email, from J.C. Suarez. Two questions, well, one question, one statement. The question is, what was the total labor cost for no parking sign installed at 154th of Lamar?
That's just one question, is it?
That's one question.
Okay.
The second item is that he would like to thank the city for removal of the name of David Webb of Markham Senior Living Complex. That is all.
All right, well, in terms of, I really would have to, we have signs in stock. So the cost of that is just sending someone over there in the truck, along with machines to push it into the ground. So whatever we're paying, probably took every bit less than 30 minutes to put in. So whatever it is for two men to do that, that would be about the labor cost, and just, they're making $20 an hour. It costs us, let's say $100. So I mean, I'm just kind of ballparking, you know, all, when it's all said and done. Time to use some gas and do that. So I just did the best I could with that. So, some don't quote me too hard. Anything else?
That's all I have.
Okay, anybody we gotta close the report.
Make a motion that we close the meeting to the public session.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, and item 13 then.
Make a motion that we adjourn the meeting.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Good night.